Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. Diving into Steven Spielberg's career, I will be talking about AI, artificial intelligence. Stick to the end of this video as I encourage you to hear me out, and when this is over, comment your thoughts down below. If you loved, liked, or hated this film, whatever it is, I'd love to know. With that said, I'm going to dive right on in. Artificial intelligence is about a childlike android programmed with the ability to love. There's a large part of me that could continue the description of this movie. Hell, I could at least give you the plot of the first half, and I still wouldn't be spoiling anything for you. There's so much going on in this movie, and when you think you know where this movie's heading, it turns into another film and then carries on to merge the two stories together. And you heard me right. It practically turns into another film with an entirely different tone altogether. What I found fascinating about this film is that there are two conflicting tones that marry together pretty well, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's still pretty jarring. The first act is a slow, contemplative tragedy, working its way up to being a film about love, acceptance, moving forward, jealousy, and kindness, posing arguments that are focused for the movie's direction, meaning that you're given an argument as for a robot's way of life, and they only kind of give you one side of the argument when there's truly multifaceted arguments to be had. Act 2 of this film is loud, colorful, dark in content, risque, if you will, and almost, dare I say, fun. Not trying to say I didn't enjoy the first half of the film. Granted, there are some fun elements in there, but the focus is so different between these two acts that you can clearly see what was supposed to be seen. I saw this movie in the theater, which was strange for someone like me at the age of 12 to want to see a movie like this, but I was curious. You'd think sticking with The Mummy Returns, which came out a month before AI, and then Lord of the Rings, which came out in December of the same year, would be the kind of films I'd just gravitate towards. Nope! Instead, I get curious about this film, watch it, and get immediately depressed. The film really hones in on love and loneliness. While David is an android looking to be loved, it really shows him alone most of the time. Sure, he has an adventure with the, androids like Gigolo Joe, which kind of makes this film a lot more tolerable. It kind of makes you forget the depressing tone of loneliness. But honestly, this movie has some bleak views on humanity, and David is the only one with hope. So we got to talk about the third act, but I'm not going to give anything away. It's polarizing at best for most people I've heard from. But for me, I think it just kind of continues a story arc that encompasses both the first two acts into this third. I mean, maybe not efficiently due to the tonal differences, but I felt it did its job and ended the story regardless. The film has 3 films in one, and I gotta commend it for staying true to the story it wanted to tell. In the end, I rather enjoyed this film. It's flawed, but it's entertaining to watch. And it blends those tones together to make a very different movie, and I can never say no to different films. Albeit, that doesn't mean that I overall loved it, but for that, I liked artificial intelligence and would watch it if it came on TV, but I wouldn't own. It's just not a film I'd always like to return to. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you've seen AI, artificial intelligence, let me know down in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss another video. With all that said, I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Until next time.